All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of The Pupil's Life, episode 40. And goddamn, my body does not want me to do this right now. But it is Monday, and I do not have time to waste because this shit needs to be up before 5 p.m. And why is that? Because I have just decided that shit. Every Monday by 5 p.m. was a, not binary, but just a random date that I chose, and I've been sticking to it ever since. But really, there's no reason it couldn't fucking go up on a Tuesday. So it's all self-imposed, you know. How is everyone doing? I am not going to talk about what's going on globally right now at all, because I'm honestly sick and fucking tired of talking about it. And I'm sick and fucking tired of other people who are talking about it and listening to them and having that be all that we're fucking thinking about, you know? There's a lot more going on in the world, and there's a lot more going on within ourselves, and we should pay attention to that too. But it's fucking Memorial Day. It's fucking Memorial Day. You should be remembering. I honestly don't even know what Memorial Day is in celebration of or in remembrance of. That's how American I am. It's just another day to me, you know. People outside my apartment yesterday were going fucking wild, and just loud music blaring in the pool. More people there than the guidelines recommend. And I don't think anybody there even knew what the fuck they were celebrating. You know, I think it's just something we just take advantage of, like, oh yeah, remember when 3 million people were slaughtered in fucking Poland? Let's have a day to remember them so that we can just all not work. It's like we have to look for fucking traumatic events to justify not doing something that we hate, right? Because everybody hates their fucking job. But yeah, man, it's Memorial Day, so I don't know. You're fucking sitting at home just like I am, right? I got my schedule changed, so now I'm gonna have Mondays, Wednesdays, Thursdays off. And it just rearranges my week in a much nicer way. Like, I can actually record the fucking podcast on Mondays now, which is what I'm doing today. And I don't know, man. I've been having a hard time with sleep again. It's like I was working on my script, and as soon as I finished it on Sunday of last week, like fucking not yesterday, dude, whatever the fuck that you would say. As soon as I finished it, I sort of like all of the feelings of like fucking my life is going great, dude. I'm fucking hitting on all cylinders. All of those feelings just vanished, and they were replaced by nothingness, and also a sort of a feeling of emptiness, like what do I do now? You know, what the fuck how do I fill my time? And I started to I've been playing Warzone a lot, but I started to play it even more. And I started to just waste time, dude, like on fucking dating apps and, you know, seeking connection in ways that is very unlikely to happen right now because people are afraid. And so really I was just spending a lot of time like avoiding and distracting myself because like I don't know, dude, I was just having a hard time with the feelings that came up, right? Once you finish something that you've been spending a lot of time on, our first inclination is like, all right, what's next? What can I distract myself with now? And And when you don't do that, then it's hard because it's not what you're used to. And it's like, well, if I consciously make the decision to not engage in this pattern of only seeking validation through achievements, then what do? Okay, I'm open to that. Fucking, I'm speaking to my higher power, and I'm open to it. All right, so higher power, please guide me in the right direction. What the fuck do I do? And the thing is that's the wrong question to ask. It's not what do you do, it's what do you not do. And what do you fucking, how do you just be? And how do you just fucking roll your windows up in your bedroom, lie on the floor, and just not do anything? Is that something you can do? It's fucking difficult, man. It's fucking difficult. And I had a hard time with it, but I've been having a hard time with sleep. Like last night, I ate dinner around like 8, and then around 8:30 I'm like, I'm gonna play some Warzone. You know, fucking great idea, Nick. Right before bed, I'm just gonna go play some fucking Warzone and dive into a fucking Warzone, dude, from a plane, and pretend that I'm a soldier and I have to survive against 150 other soldiers. And I'm sure that'll make it easier to sleep, right? So I played that shit until like 10:30, and then none of my friends could log on. So I was like, all right, fuck this, dude. I'm going to try and go to sleep. So I went into my bedroom, and with the intent of going to sleep, right? I stopped playing the video game because I said to myself, all right, I'm going to go to sleep. I go into my bedroom, and as if fucking autopilot was on, I just sit on my bed, and I immediately pull out my phone, and I start scrolling YouTube. And it's just a terrible idea. And I stumbled upon, a terrible idea brought out something pretty fucking cool. So, where's the logic in that, right? It's like, oh, you shouldn't do this thing that's not good for you. But then I stumble upon something that's pretty fucking amazing. And then that stumbling upon leads me to another discovery that was pretty fucking traumatic. The first thing I saw was on my feed there was this documentary that popped up, and it's called Reconnect, the movie. It's an hour and a half long. It's on YouTube. It came out yesterday, and it's on the London Real YouTube channel, which, if you know anything about them, you probably think that they are a terrible YouTube channel, and if you don't know anything about them, I'm telling you they're not. So just don't do the research, because the research is lies, and we all know that now. It's fucking slander. It's just fake news, man. So, trust your boy on this one, and just watch the documentary, because it has nothing to do with anything that has been written about them. It's all about fucking one man's quest to find meaning. And he does this by going on a three session ayahuasca retreat with Dennis McKenna, who is Terrence McKenna's brother. And dude, it's just unbelievable. Like, you think that it's only going to be about him doing ayahuasca and reconnecting with Mother Nature and whatever, and it becomes about so much more than that. It becomes about his childhood traumas, and it becomes about, healing wounds so that you don't pass them on to next generations. And just the amount of fucking insight that it offers and questions that it poses is incredible, and it's the point of any documentary, right? The point of documentaries is not to tell you what to think, or to fucking share up a point of view with you about, like, well, this is what OJ did, and this is what you should fucking believe about him. Like, which is why the Made in America documentary was so good, right? It's because it doesn't do that. And I haven't seen Tiger King, but that too, it's like, what is that really making us think about? You know, it's just something that's fucking gross and crazy and unbelievably like surreal that we all just are drawn to it, right? But you don't really learn anything. I mean, and again, I haven't seen the fucking thing, but that's the reason that I haven't seen it. Is because there's this gut feeling in me that I am not going to learn anything by watching that documentary other than what I'm learning by watching people react to the documentary and gravitate to the documentary. But this document, the Reconnect, man, it's just I can't say too much about it either, because it's something you need to experience for yourself. But it's probably, I mean, the whole thing I'm trying to do right now, the whole thing people are trying to do with their life and finding meaning and sort of doing work that is good for you and for others, which at this point in my life I don't feel that I am doing quite yet. I feel like I'm heading in that direction. That's what this whole fucking documentary is about. You know, it's like, oh, you're just going to keep pursuing achievements. Like, you're going to, oh, you finished your book, dude. You finished your script, and now what? Now what? And now what? And now I'm going to write another book. And then what? And fucking, oh, I'm going to start making short films. Okay, and then what? Are you going to have enough, dude? When are you going to have enough? And what are you doing it all for? And I mean, those are the questions that came up for me, right? Questions will come up for other people that are different. But it's, I don't know, man. I saw this thing at fucking 1:30 in the morning, right? So I'm still fucking processing it. But as I was watching it, and I was like, oh, this guy did a 1 week ayahuasca retreat in Costa Rica and called Soltara. And so I looked it up, and then doing research on that retreat led me to doing research on other psychedelic retreats. And I found a list that had different, you know, it had MDMA, and it had psilocybin, it had fucking ayahuasca, it had like San Pedro, dude, whatever the fuck that is, Huachuca or something like that. All these different drugs and all the different retreats that exist for them, right? And so the one that I stumbled upon, there was one that I stumbled upon that said Iboga in Cancun, Mexico. And I said, what, dude, that's fucking, what are the odds that there is going to be an Iboga retreat facility center thing in Cancun, Mexico, dude, where I grew up, the city that I grew up in? They're going to have something that is illegal here. They're going to be more advanced in a way than where I live right now? Really? Fucking Cancun, Mexico is going to have a psychedelic retreat that is illegal in fucking where I live, where I moved to, so that things could be more advanced and better and fucking... And so I start researching it, dude. And you wanna guess what? If I was making this up, dude, this would be like the best fucking fictional story I could ever make up. I could write a whole fucking book about what happened last night. Because not only is there an Iboga, I don't know, Iboga retreat fucking treatment center thing in Cancun, Mexico, dude. Guess where it fucking is? At my childhood home. They turned my childhood home into an Iboga retreat treatment center. Dude, the place where I fucking drew SpongeBob figurines for my fucking grade school girlfriend, and wrote her letters and professed my love. The place where I played soccer by myself when my family wasn't home. The pool. Dude, I remember the pool that I fucking suntanned by once with my Matrix sunglasses on that I was embarrassed to wear anywhere else, and I only wore at the pool, and I fell asleep suntanning with. And then I woke up, dude, and every fucking part of my body was brown except for my eyes, dude. And the fucking shadows around them, right? Like the fucking bags under my eyes were white, but everything else was brown. And I was like, oh shit, that's what happens when you fall asleep under the sun. That place is now a treatment center for heroin addiction, meth addiction, alcohol addiction, fucking substance abuse treatment center. #1 Iboga treatment center in the world is what it's advertised at, and it's at my childhood fucking home. And I went on their website. It's called Clear Sky Recovery. And I went on their website, and they've got pictures, dude, of my fucking yard. They've got pictures of my pool. They've got pictures of my kitchen, dude. They've got pictures of my fucking living room. And they've got a fucking documentary, a 20-minute America Tonight documentary about the place with footage. Dude, they've got footage of my fucking bedroom turned into a recovery bedroom for a heroin addict. Dude, like, I don't even understand, you know? Like, I can't even comprehend that this is something that has happened. It's not a negative thing, dude. It's not a positive thing. It's nothing either way. There's no judgment about it. It is just fucking surreal that of all the places in Cancun, Mexico, of all the places in the world to have the #1 Iboga fucking treatment center, Cancun, Mexico is going to be the place. And of all the places in Cancun, Mexico to have that #1 retreat center in the world for Iboga, my childhood home is going to be the one. And of course, the very next thing I started thinking was like, what if I went on a retreat there? You know, how fucking crazy would it be if I tried Iboga for the first time in my childhood bedroom, dude? Think about how fucking wild that would be. You know, because the whole thing Iboga does is it's the same as any other fucking psychedelic, dude. It exposes you to the root causes of your behaviors for your addictions, and then it helps you heal them, right? Obviously, it's more complex than that, but that's like a neatly... that's like a neat little sentence to summarize the experience from what I read. So imagine, dude, I went home to my childhood home to fix childhood wounds. It would, that's the whole fucking book right there, dude. That's what I'm talking about. It's like, I lived with somebody that overdosed on heroin and fucking died. You know? And now there's a fucking heroin treatment center in my childhood home? Dude, I don't know what to make of it. I don't know if this is a sign from fucking the universe or if this is just like, you know, a casual coincidence. Like, oh, huh, I guess there's psychedelics in my childhood home now. Huh. But it really just got me thinking about, like, how, I mean, watching the video and looking at the pictures, it was kind of traumatizing, dude, because I haven't really seen the inside of that house in 10 years, maybe more. Definitely more, dude, like 12 years. And it's like 12 years. That's a long time to have been away from a place that was just very scary. To me, you know, not objectively necessarily. And it was a lot of other things, right, besides scary. But that's the reason, one of the reasons that it's weird to look at pictures and videos. It's just like, it's like you're watching history being rewritten in real time, or erased. and you're looking at people sitting where you were with your family, having fights or having laughs or drawing, you know, or swimming. Like, you're looking at, there's the dock, dude. There was the dock that was like torn to pieces by Hurricane Wilma. It was there. They had a shot when they were interviewing one of the dudes by the pool, and you could see the beach behind him, and there was the ocean, and there was the dock that was torn to shreds, dude, by Hurricane Wilma, was behind him. And it reminds you, like, dude, remember, we had a dock, dude. We had a dock. And my fucking childhood home, it's just crazy, dude. It's just fucking wild. Like, we had the fucking Pok that was like a Mayan game that they played where they hit the ball with their hips. You know, that shit from El Dorado? Like, my dad fucking designed the house to have one of those right next to the dining room table. And we would, you know, I had a hacky sack, dude. Or like tennis balls, and we would try to play that shit sometimes. But on the other side of the hoop, because it's a little hoop, on the other side of the hoop, there was a cabinet with like all of my mom's fine dining china and fucking antique china and all this shit. So it's like there was this game designed in a place of the house where we got scolded for playing it in, dude, because it's like, you're gonna break the china. And it's like, then why the fuck is there a game sitting there, dude, waiting to be played in an area of the house it cannot be played in? It's just incredibly, it shocks you, dude. It shocks your system. It's like, oh yeah, man, you thought you were done with your childhood? Here's a fucking, how many people can say, oh dude, you want to see a documentary that was shot in my childhood home about a fucking heroin, dude? I mean, I can't even move on from this because it's so fucking like, I don't even understand it. You know, I don't even understand it. And I want to know, how long has that been the case, right? Is it like as soon as they sold the house, is that who they sold it to? Because I don't ever remember being told who was buying the house. And for a while, I thought it was like an old folks' home. You know, because I remember there was some mention of it being some kind of center or facility. But, you know, I was fucking 11 years old when we sold the house. So I was so distraught by, like, my girlfriend and, I'm leaving the country, dude, and that I didn't give a fuck who was buying it. I was just sad we were leaving and we're selling it. So even if they did tell me, which I fucking doubt, dude. But even if they did tell me, like, listen, son, the people that have bought the house, we just wanted you and your siblings to know that it's gonna be used now to treat people who struggle with addiction to drugs, right? Because then it's like, what are drugs, dude? I didn't know what drugs were when I was 11. I swear to God, I hadn't even realized. I didn't know what drugs were when I was 11. And I didn't know what addiction was either. And you know what's funny? Is that both of my parents were addicts, and one of my parents was addicted to drugs. Dude, it's fucking... Like, my dad fucking... We've talked about this, dude. He did Quaaludes, dude. He did fucking magic mushrooms in the jungle with his friend fucking Tenoch, dude. And he was... You know, he was smoking weed, dude. And then my mom told me, like, the fucking office that my dad's business, dude, was basically like the fucking Wolf of Wall Street. Where, like, my dad's photo editor was fucking, you know, banging the secretary on the desk when you walked in, and you're just like, they were throwing midgets into a fucking, you know, I mean, little people. They were throwing little people onto a fucking dartboard. Like, it's just fucking, I don't know, man. I really, like, the amount of money that I would pay that I don't have for either a book about my childhood, but like an in-depth one from my parents' point of view, or a documentary about fucking my parents' life and my childhood and our home, the amount of money is non-existent, because I would fucking, you know, I would dedicate the rest of my life if I could be guaranteed that by the end of it, I would have that documentary. Yeah, man. It's a fucking heroin treatment center. And it's just crazy, you know. There's the putting aside, like, my experiences there, just the house is fucking insane. It's like one of those, like, you know, you look up like beachfront luxury properties just on fucking Google, and my house could be one of those. Yeah, man. I mean, it had. I don't even fucking, dude. We had like, and I think I've talked about this, but we had a room, dude. We had a whole room where all we stored were towels and bed sheets. A whole room where all we stored were towels and bed sheets, dude. And we had an extra room downstairs, which we called the guest room, and we never used it. Not like ever, but like we rarely used it. There was just a fucking empty bedroom in our house. And then there was the maid's room. Dude, the maid had her own bedroom. And, like, we had 2 fucking TV rooms. And we had a fucking, oh my God. Dude, it's fucking, we had a fucking pool that could fit, like, 60 people in it. We had a pool that you could swim laps in, you know? And then we had a whole fucking, dude, it's just fucking crazy. Like, sometimes when I think about my childhood, I really feel so disconnected from it, because it's so wild, the life that I lived. the childhood that I had, man. And dude, I was talking to my brother about this. I don't know if I talked about this already, but I was talking to my brother about this. And just the experiences that we had. Like, I remember we were walking home once from, like, the neighborhood store. You know, just this little store that sold fucking cookies and potato chips and shit. That we walked to. We walked from our house to a little knick-knack store for junk food on the beach. And we passed hotels, dude. We passed our neighbors' mansions. And on our left was the ocean the whole time. And across the ocean, on the other side of the ocean, was an island that I could look at from my mother's bedroom with her binoculars, dude. And I could see people on the beach frolicking and sailboats. And dude, my mother kayaked once from our house to the island. Came back, and she was a fucking tomato when she came back. But we came back from the store, and as we're walking back and we're almost to our house, we're passing one of the neighbors' houses, and there's this small boy who was older than me but younger than my brother, and he had a fucking knife in his hand, and he started following us. And I started crying and yelling at him because I was fucking scared. I was like, this kid has a fucking knife, dude. He's following us. What is he going to do to us? And you know, nothing happened. He just started laughing, and we just left and fucking went in the house. But, like, I don't have an explanation for that, you know? It's not even something that I can sort of rationalize in my head. Like, oh, well, of course, you know, he was using the knife because he had to cut open coconuts. And then he just saw two kids passing by, and he thought, oh, how bored am I on this luxury beach cutting up coconuts. I'm going to scare the two kids into thinking that I'm a knife murderer. You know, like, what the fucking... And I'm not saying everybody knew the answer, and I was never told it, dude. I just... Like, that fucking... Where does that happen, dude? You know, like, and then my brother and my sister, I remember they would tell me sometimes that, like, my mom would scare them, dude. You know, like on purpose. You know, she would like do like some spooky shit. And which is why my brother was like so fucking... Why we were both fascinated by Hereditary is because the thought of, like, the mother in a family trying to psychologically fucking torture the family struck a nerve somehow, dude. You know, like... Dude, there was parties. My sister would have people over sometimes, and they would be out in the fucking by the pool smoking cigarettes and drinking alcohol. And I was 8, 9 years old. I didn't know those people. I didn't know I didn't know my sister's friends, dude. I didn't know what they were up to. I just saw strange people in my fucking yard smoking cigarettes and drinking liquor, dude. And my parents weren't doing anything about it? And my sister was underage? You know, my sister stole my dad's Cadillac, dude, and drove it, like, 15 miles to the hotel zone. Went to a nightclub. Got fucking hammered and drove it back, dude. At 13. Dude, if that's not the fucking... If that isn't the wildest fucking sister story anybody has, dude, then you know, you need to check yourself. Because if your sister has done some wilder shit than that, man, that's just... You should write a fucking book about it. You know? And dude, and the fucking... The year that we decided we were moving to San Francisco... My sister moved out of the house and into her best friend's, wait for it, hotel, dude. Dude, she moved into her best friend's hotel. Like, what the fuck, man? It's so crazy. Oh, it's so fucking, like, you know, man, like, it's just, I don't even understand how that exists, how that place exists, and how there's 13 and 14-year-old children, dude, going to nightclubs. Like, I did that shit. I'm not saying it's just myself. I did that shit, dude. You know, I did that fucking shit. I went to Pat O'Brien's when I was 13 and drank 6 shots of tequila, dude, and fucking lost my mind, you know, with fucking buff dudes with no t-shirt fucking grinding on American tourist women. And I thought I was competing with them. Dude, oh, that's so sad, but it's so sweet, too. Like, this 13-year-old me just fucking, dude, I'm gonna get drunk and go compete with fucking ripped men, dude. As if I'm gonna get invited to one of these women's hotel rooms and they're gonna bang me. Oh, dude, it's like, on one hand, dude, it's so fun and funny, but it's just surreal, you know, and it's still happening right now. Like, the stories that I could just pull out of my fucking back pocket, dude, and discard like they were nothing, and then have 100,000 more in my other back pocket, dude, are fucking wild. You know, a kid got his teeth stomped into the curb once. A fucking 15-year-old by another 15-year-old and his friends. You know, like, I don't know, man. There was a fucking, my dad shot his gun that I didn't even know he had. My dad shot a weapon, dude, into the fucking night sky to scare an intruder away that was in my mom's fucking 2004 Venture soccer van. The same fucking soccer van that my brother smashed the fucking front seat door into my wrist, dude. That I still somewhere, yeah, dude, I still have the scar, dude, right there. That's fucking, it's just funny how memories work. I guess it's not really, I mean, I don't know, dude. Could other people really, that's not true, though. Could other people really fucking pull these stories out of their back pocket, right? Like, somebody that grew up in fucking, like my ex-girlfriend, dude. She had, from what I remember, from what she told me, she had, like, a pretty, you know, fucking great childhood with a great family in somewhere in Virginia. And, like, does she really have one of these stories? Could she really say, like, yeah, my younger brother, when he was 10, he went on a fucking bender to New Orleans, right? Like, did he fucking, you know, like, one of his friends got stabbed in the fucking, sitting on a park bench. You know, like, dude, nobody can tell stories that are even comparable in the U.S. at least, right? Like, dude, I don't even know. It's just so fun to talk about this shit because it's so like, I'm just picturing people listening to this that are like, dude, that didn't happen, all right? Because I'm kind of like, dude, did that really happen? How did that really happen? You know, like, dude, it's just, you watch, like, that. No wonder that my brother and I loved the OC, dude, that TV show. No fucking wonder that we loved it. You know, people look at it now and they're like, oh, it's so melodramatic. And it's like, no, dude. My sister rolled her car. Not even her car. She rolled my mom's X-Trail. She rolled it like 50 times, dude. in the middle of the jungle, and then she was in the newspaper the next day, and they were saying spoiled kid rolls her mom's fucking van, and there was a picture of my sister, dude, in like handcuffs or something, and it's just like, dude, oh. That's the rest of this. What the rest of this podcast is going to be is just like fragments from my childhood. And then my brother fucking smashes his car when we came back to Mexico, and I fucking shoot into the windshield, right? Fuck up all my teeth. Have to wear fucking crutches for 2.5 months. And dude. And then we lied about who fucking was involved in the accident because we were trying to protect one of our friends from the police, and it's like, like one of my best friends, this is a more relatable story. This is something that Americans can maybe relate to. One of my best friends, his parents just were like chain smokers. And so anytime that I would go to his house, you open the door and it smells like cigarettes immediately. Fucking excuse me. And my eyes would get itchy because I guess I had some kind of fucking allergies. Maybe it was the cat, dude. Maybe it was the dandruff. Maybe it was the fucking cigarette smoke. I don't know. The point is, I had a really hard time, dude, at his place because of the cigarette smoke. And dude, one night, dude, this is kind of like an inside joke between me and my friend. But one night, dude, I went to bed and I fell asleep with a polo t-shirt over a long sleeve t-shirt. And dude, I'm not even fucking kidding. I wake up, dude, and I don't have the polo t-shirt on anymore. I only have the long sleeve t-shirt on. And I have no recollection of ever having woken up, dude. I can't even find the shirt. We ask his parents. They don't know what the fuck happened. And still to this day, we have no answer. I just fucking somehow my t-shirt was lifted and taken off of me, dude. But only one of them. And then fucking it just floated away, dude, like Peter Pan in the middle of the night. I mean, dude, I don't even like. Again, if there was a way to revisit these times as an adult, this fucking documentary of the Clear Sky Recovery Place was it. Dude, like we fucking, I don't even know, man. Right, like where do you go from there? It's like a fucking, it's just, dude. Someday, if Elon Musk develops his fucking neural thing, neurotransmitter fucking brain thing, I'm gonna go on a deep dive and revisit some of these childhood memories, because I can't even the number of stories that are available to me. Maybe that's why I'm a writer, dude. It's just like I gathered so much material from 0 to fucking 15 that I need to unload it somehow. But fucking yeah, man. Anyway, all of that to say, I've been having a hard time with sleep, and I've been having a hard time with sleep, dude. I'm going to work. My schedule's sort of back to normal, right? I switched my schedule a little bit, so I have some more free time now, and I don't know, man. It's wild. It's just it's also wild that like how crazy people are being customers, right? Some fucking broad, Some fucking lady, some fucking broad just fucking messaged the place that I work at's DM on fucking Instagram. And I know, dude, it's a rough transition. We're talking about fucking incredible stories from my childhood in Cancun, Mexico. Now we're talking about customer service in fucking the US. Yeah, dude, some fucking lady messaged them and said, you're going to turn a lot of customers away because your staff is not wearing masks, they're being rude to customers, and they're not taking orders from people in front of us. And all this happened when I wasn't there, right? Of course. But still, dude. Because they're not wearing masks, dude. Like, because they're not wearing masks. Do you know how many fucking people come to work every day into my fucking work, dude? Customers. Do you know how many fucking customers come into my work every fucking day wearing no mask? More than people that do. Okay? So what the fuck does it matter if we're not wearing masks when fucking 80% of the people that come in every day to my fucking place, dude, that fucking breathe on me and fucking, you know, they're touching the water fucking fountain thing, and they're fucking opening and closing the doors, dude? Do you know how little it fucking matters if we wear a mask or not, dude? And yet there they are, dude, trying to get us in trouble. Trying to get me and my fucking coworkers in trouble in this time where it's hard to find a job, dude. You know how fucked one of us would be if we got fired, dude? And meanwhile, she's fucking eating a luxury meal, you know, a $25 fucking dollar meal. Because she's got money. She's got the fucking money, dude. She's got a fucking... dude, I looked up her Instagram. You know, I fucking looked up her Instagram, and she's a dog mom and a cat mom. She's got the resources to feed 2 pets and luxury meals to her fucking fat ass self, dude. You know, she's not fat, dude. I'm just angry. And so, of course, she can complain, dude, because what the fuck else does she have to do? She's at home, dude. She can't do shit except go to restaurants and complain about the small things, right? That she fucking... Oh, well, I read this CNN article that says if you don't wear a mask, then that's fucking... And now I'm going to complain about it because these people are being irresponsible. You're being a fucking irresponsible cunt by messaging this place saying, you're going to turn a lot of customers away. No, we're fucking not, dude. We have more customers now than we've ever had, okay? So go fuck yourself. That's what you need to do, is you need to go fuck yourself. You need to literally go home, dude, fuck yourself, and then you're going to feel a little bit better, and you're going to realize that you're just bored. That's what you are. You're bored. And you need to fucking find something to criticize, dude, instead of just looking inward and figuring yourself out. You fucking cunt. All right. And then I mean that's the angry segment, okay? But the other thing is people that come into work, not even people that call into my work, and they want to pay through the phone because they want me to bring the food out to their car. It's like, okay, dude, okay. That's the world we're living in. I'll accept that, right? But then now the thing is, I either have to swallow my fucking my pride and be like, there's a gratuity option. Did you wanna leave anything? Fucking excuse me again. Swallow my pride and be like, there's a gratuity thing, fucking whatever, and then see if they want to tip or not, dude, or just not fucking ask at all and then not get tipped, dude. And then what am I fucking there for? You know, getting the finger, dude, up my ass. And it's so uncomfortable to ask them because it's like there's the gratuity option. Fucking, I'm not just gonna skip it, dude. And if you think that I should, you've got confrontation issues. But I'm not just gonna skip it, dude. And the thing, and I asked them, I'm like, oh, do you want to leave a gratuity? And they're like, yeah, just 15%, right? And it's like, so now I've got to do math, dude, while I'm on the fucking phone, and you know, and it's so weird. It's so weird, dude. Just like getting to know like what they think is good fucking tipping, right? Because normally you just hand them a fucking receipt and they can fill it out and sort of cover it with their hand if they want to, and then slip it back to you so that their partner doesn't see that they didn't tip. But on the phone, dude, I'm like, there's a gratuity option, and they're like, oh, dude, no, don't worry about that. And I'm just, it's like, there's every bone in my body it takes for me not to be like, oh, okay, well then I'm just gonna fucking jerk off into your food, dude. Like, oh, you just want free service, dude? Okay, dude, then it's gonna be fucking a cum sandwich. That's what you're gonna get, dude. You ordered luxury food, you're gonna get a cum sandwich. Like I'm in fucking Fight Club or some shit. It's so bizarre, man. It is so bizarre, the world that we find ourselves in. People are like, just leave 15%. And I'm like, okay, 57.68, 15% of that is, you take the 5, and the half of that is 7.5, and then the 68, and then at the same time, they're like, all right, anything else? And I'm just, and then there's fucking 8 people in line that are at the actual fucking store. It's just fucking, oh, dude. I don't, people need the fucking reality check. People need a reality check, dude. And they got it. And they're still fucking the same. If we really want to help people, don't wear a fucking mask. Or, don't wear or not wear a mask. Don't make it about wearing a mask. Make it about, what are your fucking issues, man? I say this almost every fucking podcast. What are your core issues, and how are you working on them? Oh, you're addressing it by trying to make everybody wear a mask, dude? Oh, you're helping people. Oh, you're so kind. Oh, you're so virtuous. Oh, how can I be like you? I'm fucking grossed out, man, by some of the shit that I'm seeing these days. Yeah, man. Which is why I spend so much time, reminiscing on the past when I could go to fucking Pat O'Brien's at 13, dude, and compete. Pretend that I was in competition with people that had real jobs and real skills and real fucking qualities. Like it's just, and it's also crazy. Like think about it this way now. Not just like, oh, dude, how fun, dude. You were fucking a young little teenager trying to have fun, dude, and get laid. Like, all the stories that men have, right? Which I never did, by the way. The first time I got laid was with my first girlfriend. So, at 17, so go fuck yourself. But, outside of the fact that it's like, oh, it's funny, dude, it's a crazy drinking story. If I had got laid, it would have been illegal for the other person, dude. And it's not like I would have done anything, because I would have been over the moon, dude, and it wouldn't have, I don't know. Maybe it could be considered sexual abuse. I'm sure that it could be. I mean, because fucking, I'm not even doing that sober, dude. I'm putting liquor in my body. That's the world that we live in, dude. That's the fucking world that we live in. You go to Cancun, Mexico, and you can find a million Mexican 13-year-old boys that are... They can't give their consent. They can't give their consent because no sobriety means no consent, okay? It doesn't matter that I fucking chose to drink 6 shots of tequila. I shouldn't be able to give my consent. But if I found a fucking, a fucking hot fucking 19-year-old tourist that was in Mexico for spring break, and she looked at me and she was like, he's 6'2", he looks 18, I'll fuck the shit out of him. And then the next morning, dude, the fucking... ma'am, did you know that this kid was 13 years old when you fucked the shit out of him last night? I just came here for... I'm just here for spring break. Ma'am, we asked you a question. We know you're here for spring break. Did you know that this kid was 13 years old when you fucked the shit out of him last night? Did you know that he was under the influence of tequila? A lot of it. And that he could not give consent. So even if he said yes to you, you were still under arrest. And then she goes to fucking prison and her life is ruined. And that's the world that we live in, man. But we're only going to do it to women, not to men. Because, well, for men it's fun. Until it isn't, man. And who's to say that it isn't for women, right? Who's to say that a 13-year-old woman, like my fucking sister, by the way, who stole my dad's Cadillac and drove it to fucking a nightclub and then got fucking so drunk, dude, that my dad still has a bottle of Corona, an empty bottle of Corona, with a picture of her in a nightclub on it. She got so drunk, and then she drove it home, dude. She drove my dad's Cadillac home. Because, she was smart enough to know, all right, at least I'm not going to be trapped there. So I'll fucking risk my life instead of risk getting fucking sexually abused. I don't know, man. What the fuck am I even... I'm just trying to have a little bit of fun, okay? And, yeah, man, so hopefully you enjoyed this trip down memory lane. Because I sure as hell did not enjoy discovering a fucking heroin treatment center last night at 1:30 in the morning as I was trying to fall asleep. And seeing that the number one Iboga treatment center in the world is now my childhood home. That is fucking amazing. And check out that documentary, Reconnect, by London Real on YouTube. If you want to see my childhood home, dude, go to Clear Sky Recovery. And there's a whole fucking documentary about it. So, and I saw there's like a Clear Sky Recovery review and scam warning by this lady, and she was like, I'm not going to say what he did, but I'm just going to say that one of the staff members there was very inappropriate with me, and it's like, dude, the fucking trauma lives on. Woo! And that's all I've got to say to you. Thank you for listening to The Pupil's Life. That's the podcast. That is today's episode. Have a good week. Have a good Memorial Day, and I will see you next week.